Welcome everybody to Rewind the Times. Man, I hope everybody is doing really good. Hope everybody's getting ready for the holidays. I love the fall personally. This is my favorite time of the year. It does something to me. It like opens up my heart, warms my heart. I'm a big family person. I'm a big snuggle bear. I really am. I love this time of the year. I love the fall. The fall is ultimately my favorite time of the year. It's because every month you have something special. Well, for me at least. September is my birthday. October is Halloween, which is my favorite holiday of the year. Then there's Thanksgiving, which is coming up tomorrow, and then there is Christmas. And people just change. It does. There's something's in the air around this time of the year, and people just change, and it just warms up my heart. But on a sad note, been super busy at work. Obviously, I work in a supermarket, so it's been really hard to find time to do a video. And a lot has happened in the last week. Matter of fact, a lot has happened in the last couple of days. This is gonna be a sad video. I'm 42 years old, and I grew up. Been very fortunate to grow up in the 80s and the 90s, which in my opinion is the two best decades of all time. Am I biased because I grew up in it? A little bit, but really if you think back about it, a lot of people love the 80s, love the 90s. I hear people also talk about the 60s and stuff, which I would have loved to experience that too. You know, my favorite Batman is Batman '66 with Adam West, so it would have been really cool to see that show live on air on a little 12-inch screen, black and white TV, or the one that came in color. It would have been really cool. The last couple of days, we've lost, and when I say we, I mean us, everybody, not just myself. We've lost, in my eyes, certainly, two iconic people. First, I'm going to start off by saying Kevin Conroy. Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman. Growing up, I'll never forget 1989, sitting with my mom watching Batman with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton. And then in 1992, Batman Returns came out with Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer. Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman of all time. I'm so excited to see him come back. He's playing Batman again in The Flash. Just cannot wait for that. Next year, June 23rd, in the Flash movie. But in 1992, there was a show that came out. It was Batman the Animated Series, and Kevin Conroy did the voice of Batman. And never have I ever heard, even to this day, I've heard many actors portray Batman. But Kevin Conroy was the voice of Batman. He is Batman. As much as I love Michael Keaton, and he's my favorite Batman, even though Kevin Conroy never played him in a live action version, he has voiced Batman since my childhood. I was 12 years old. And when I found out that he passed away, man, like my soul, it just hurt. You instantly go back and you think about these memories, because the show is a great show. Batman the Animated Series there's a lot of shows, I should say, adult shows that redefine eras. Well, that defined an era for children in cartoons. To this, I mean, that impacted so many people. In 1992, when that show came out, it wasn't like most Batman shows. It was like a very detective. Because Batman is a detective. He's the world's greatest detective. But it was very dark, and they did it in a way where kids could like enjoy it. It wasn't very fluffy or very like playful, like Batman Brave and the Bold, or even The Batman, which is another good Batman cartoon. There's nothing like the Batman the Animated Series. I mean, that cartoon is just amazing. It's matter of fact, Harley Quinn, her creation came from that cartoon. I mean, Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie will place her, and other people Lady Gaga's gonna do her in the Joker 2. Falade Lou, or I'm gonna say it wrong, I'm gonna butcher it, but in the movie The Joker 2 with Joaquin Phoenix. That show was amazing, and it was just unbelievable it's so sad that he passed away. And then my favorite one of my favorite Batman shows, which is my number one favorite Batman cartoon. If Batman the animated series is number two, is Batman Beyond. That show is incredible, with Will Friedle, who plays Terry McGinnis. Well, the Batman that was in there was Kevin Conroy, and watching that cartoon, and yes, it was something new. It was something new, but Kevin Conroy brought something old to it that made it feel new, and it was very warming, because that show, it was on for 3 seasons, and when you heard Kevin Conroy play an older version of Batman, it was like a warm blanket, because the show was new and stuff about it. Yes, it had comic books and everything, but having Kevin Conroy do the voice of Batman was the greatest thing they could have did, because it took an old audience of people who knew Batman and knew Kevin Conroy from the Batman animated series, and it kind of raised them up and took them into this new show, and it introduced an old crowd to a new show, and it just, I love it. And when he passed away, it was just so sad. So Kevin Conroy, man, rest in peace, man. I hope you're up there in heaven, looking down upon us, man. There's a lot of children, a lot of people, man, that loved you, man. I never had an opportunity to meet you. You were at some Comic Cons, but sir, God bless you, man, and thank you for all the wonderful memories. And the second person that I want to talk about, which at least with Kevin Conroy was an older gentleman. But this next person, oh man, it hits me hard. Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I have a younger brother. He's about 5 or 6 years old. He's 6 years younger than me. And growing up, we watched the Power Rangers together. It was probably the first thing that we did together as brothers. When I was into He-Man, my brother was not born yet. He-Man came out in 1985. My brother was born in 86. So Power Rangers was the first thing that me and my brother liked, that we collected together, that we talked together about. And his favorite Power Ranger was Tommy, the Green Ranger. My brother's favorite color was green, because back then, you like the Ranger when you're young. You kind of like the Ranger based on the color that you like. You're just young. You're a child. You're 11, 12, 9 or 10, whatever you are. And you like it based on the color that you like. And my two favorite Power Rangers were Trini, the Yellow Ranger, because yellow is my favorite color, and I've always really liked Walter Jones, who plays Zach, the Black Ranger. But my brother was a diehard Jason David Frank fan. He loves Tommy, the Green Ranger, and Tommy just, the Green Ranger, he just wasn't in the show, it was about martial arts and stuff like that. But in real life, he was a martial artist. Sometimes when you watch a TV show or a cartoon and someone portrays something and they're just doing it for the show, but in real life, this dude could really kick your ass. He really is a martial artist, and he was so much about his fans. He is the Power Rangers. Granted, he came on the show later on. Austin St. John, who played Jason, end up being, the leader of the Power Rangers. But when it's all said and done, Tommy is the one that we know the most. He's the one that, even to this day, when some people stop talking about Power Rangers, like David Yost, who plays the Blue Ranger, or Amy Jo Johnson, who was the Pink Ranger, she took some time away from the show. And Trini, God rest her soul, she passed away. Tommy was the one that was hey, yeah, I'm here, I'm proud of it. He was the one that he's like a legacy ranger, they would call it. He was in, I'm going to say it wrong, but I think he was in Zeo and Dino, and Power Rangers is still going on. You know what I mean? And he would always go in and out of the shows. I think they're on the 26th season or 27th season coming up. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And Power Rangers is a big IP. My kid knows what Power Rangers is. But my childhood, my age group was the one that started it all. And 94, 93, 93 and 94, like my group, my age group, me growing up, like we started it all watching it. Like, and my 7-year-old watches it now, but he watches the old, like I have all of them on DVD, or you can watch it on Netflix. But like his is like ninjas and the Zeo and Space Rangers. Like he doesn't realize like those first 3 seasons, those are the original Power Rangers. Like, those guys are awesome. Nothing against anyone that ever came after them, but Zach, the Black Ranger, Kimberly the Pink, Trini the Yellow, Billy the Blue, Zach the Black, and Tommy the Green, and Tommy ended up playing the White Ranger. I mean, his episodes are some of the best episodes on Power Rangers. The curse of the Green Ranger when Rita, she had the green candle, and Tommy was actually a bad guy, and we were hoping that he looks just like us, but he looks just like the other Power Rangers, but he's a bad guy, and he ended up turning good, and then he lost his power. The green candle melted down, and he lost his power, and Zordon and Alpha 5 had him come back as the White Ranger, and everyone was going nuts because we didn't know who it was going to be. That was a soap opera for kids, and it was we were so anticipated and so excited, man. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. And he passed away. This dude's not around no more. It is so sad. And to find out that he took his own life. Wow. Suicide sucks, man. You know what sucks is I don't know him, just like I don't know a lot of you guys. And sometimes it's like my mother used to always say, don't judge a book by its cover, choose to read the pages, because when you look at a movie, or you look at a movie, or you look at a book, all you see is the front and the back. And the front and the back could look good, but when you start reading the pages, that's where the real story is. You know what I'm trying to say? And what I mean is, like, in the outside looking in, Jason David Frank looked like he had it all. He looked happy. He looked like there was a lot going on. Well, he must have been suffering. He must have been going through something to take his own life and commit suicide. That's like the ultimate sin. I'm a true believer in God. I'm a born-again Christian, and I just can't even imagine that this man who looked so happy, and if you ever wanted to go see him at a Comic-Con, he was always traveling. Matter of fact, I live in Cranston, Rhode Island. He was supposed to be here Friday. He was supposed to be at GameStop on Friday. I didn't know that. I watched him post a video and he was talking about it. He was in Massachusetts. He's in Dartmouth. Not that far. He was in Worcester. Not that far from where my girlfriend lives. And I can't believe that he's not here. I can't believe that Jason David Frank is not alive. My brother first told me, and my brother, if he was next to me, he would tell you the first thing I said to him was, "No way, that's fake. That's fake. That's a rumor. That's a fake rumor." But no, like, as I went to go read on, like, he really took his life. He's not here no more. When Trini passed away, that was because of an accident. She was in a terrible car accident and she passed away. Jason David Frank, he just seemed so happy. Anyone that I had a chance to go visit him last year, me and my brother, at the Toy Vault up here in Warwick, and my brother ended up having to work or something, so we ended up missing it. And we were gonna go. I wanted to go see him, and my brother wanted to go see him. We were gonna go, but my brother ended up having to work, so we did not go. But all I've ever heard was good things about him. How he'd stay and make sure that he talked to everybody that got a ticket. Where some celebrities are not like that. They're on a time limit, but no, not Jason David Frank, man. He would sit there and he'd give you his time, just like I heard. It's like Robert Englund's like that too. I heard, and like he made sure that everybody that's in that line, when he talked to you, whether you talked to him for a minute or 2 or 15 seconds, he made you feel so important. It sucks, man, because there's a lot of people out there that are suffering from depression, and you just don't know it. Especially with guys. Especially with men like myself. We don't talk about it. Men are raised to not cry, not talk about your feelings. Fuck that. If you're going through problems, reach out to me. I'll write in the comments. I'll talk to you. I'll give you my number. I'll talk to you. Just because we're men doesn't mean that we're not going through something. Just because we're men and we're supposed to be big and strong and show no fear or something like that. No, man, I cry. And you know what, man? I battle depression myself. I battle depression. I battle anxiety. You know, things like the DCEU and DC movies and this channel and He-Man and other things help me going to the gym. My best friend, Crystal, my kids, my girlfriend. You know, things like that help me get through daily stuff because you know what, man? Life is hard. And just because someone may look happy, that's why it's so important how we treat people because we don't know what they're going through. Everybody is going through something. And a lot of people try to hide it because they feel like it's a weakness, and it's not. It's really not. Talk about it. If you're going through it, if you're going through a hard time, talk to somebody. Call a hotline. Please reach out. It's hard, man. I'd rather a person reach out than take their life. And I can't believe he's not here no more. Because once you die, man, that's it. You don't come back. There's no second chances. And it's so sad. And you know what, man? Thank you, Jason, David, Frank. Thank you so much, man, for all the memories and the great childhood debates that me and my brother would have, and who's the best Power Ranger. And thank you for everything. And I hope there's a special place in heaven for you. And my condolences to your family, to your wife. God rest your soul, man. And hey, guys, listen, man. I'm gonna head out of here, guys. Listen, hope everybody enjoys tomorrow. Everybody has a special Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. Be thankful. Be thankful for the people you have in your life. Because tomorrow's not guaranteed, man. Later on, it's not guaranteed. So, enjoy your day. And thank you for everyone that watches thank you for all my subscribers. And thank you for anyone that's ever watched the video. And that's not even a subscriber, that just watches my video. Thank you, I appreciate it. It means the world to me. And until the next video, take care of yourself. Remember, God first and family. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Love you guys. Take care.